I remember when my daughter was on an auditory verbal therapy program, and we were teaching her to listen and speak. I remember our therapist telling us about the benefits of rhyme for building phonological awareness, the rhythm and tone of language. And so many of my books are written as rhymes. And also, you know, I think kids find rhyming verse a lot of fun, especially if, as in the case of Mr. Mellow Likes Yellow, it's a rhyming verse that builds, you know, repeats and builds, and they can start to fill in the gaps or start, you know, to recite the poem themselves. So that, you know, that is a central feature of Mr. Mellow Likes Yellow is the rhyme, and that's very deliberate, a very deliberate strategy that I have written into the book there. Mr. Mellow Likes Yellow is a story that builds upon itself throughout the book. It's told as a poem. Well, a poem that builds throughout the book is the main thread that holds the story together. And as the poem builds through the book, you see that the illustrations build in parallel. So, for example, here we go. The book is about this rather fabulous fellow called Mr. Mellow, who we're told quite likes yellow. And so we start by just learning a few simple things about Mr. Mellow. I like Mr. Mellow. His clothes are all yellow, but his backpack is black. We learn a little bit more. Mr. Mellow flies a kite that is white. Do you like his super bright, super white kite? Did you know he flies it at night? Now here we go back to the poem, and as you can see, the poem is building now. I like Mr. Mellow. His clothes are all yellow, but his backpack is black. He owns a white kite that he flies at night. Mr. Mellow's bed is red. And you can see the pattern now. We're building as we are. You see, we started out just with yellow, then we had black, then we added some white, and you can see even in the borders here, you know, the colours are building. As the poem builds, so do the colours. We go through the book. Now we add some red. Now we're going to pink. And each time Lorena has layered in an extra colour into her illustrations until we get right towards the end of the book, where we've now got a whole range of colours here. And finally, we come to a colour that divides opinion amongst the animals, and perhaps for Mr. Mellow too. We don't know that yet. How about brown? Asked the owl with a frown. The dullest colour I've ever seen, intervenes the flying ant queen. But brown is beautiful, counters the owl with a humph and a hoot and a scowl. Doesn't anyone like brown? I do, cries the blue kangaroo. The owl joyfully sighs, then loyally replies, then I like you, kangaroo, and I like blue too.